Well, hi there, Internet. My name's Court, and you've got courtside seats for my review of The Dark Tower. Let's get it. So that's the opening sentence from the first book in the Dark Tower series titled The Gunslinger. It gave me more chills than this movie did at any point. But we'll get to that. The Dark Tower is a fantasy western based on the novel series by Stephen King. The film is directed by Nikolaj Arcel and stars Idris Elba, Matthew McConaughey, Jackie Earle Haley, and Tom Taylor. The last gunslinger, Roland Deschain, has been locked in an eternal battle with Walter O'Dim, also known as the Man in Black, determined to prevent him from toppling the Dark Tower which holds the universe together. With the fate of the worlds at stake, good and evil will collide in the ultimate battle as only Roland can defend the tower from the Man in Black. Now, first off, I gotta say, I am a huge Stephen King fan, as I'm sure you can see. However, I've never been super into his more fantasy stuff. Like, I read Insomnia, which kind of ties in with The Dark Tower, and towards the end it got like super fantastical and it got really kind of silly, and I like fantasy, just generally not King's fantasy. I read The Gunslinger. That first sentence gave me chills, but the rest of the book didn't do all that much for me, so I haven't read the rest of the series, so just so you know. But I've been very curious about this movie for a long time because it's been in development hell for years. Ron Howard was attached to direct it for a long time, and it was going to be a movie and then a TV show and then a movie. I mean, all those in one franchise. They were going to launch it with a movie and then follow it with a TV series and more movies. And so because of that, I've been, more and more curious about it. And now that it's come, we find out that the movie is sort of a quasi-sequel to the book series rather than like an adaptation of any particular novel. Interesting. It also has, at the time of this filming, 18% on Rotten Tomatoes. So is The Dark Tower that bad? Well, no, I don't think so. Having said that, I didn't love it either. I found the first act to be the most enthralling part of the film. It's kind of world building, and we're seeing Jake have these nightmares which are actually visions of Midworld where the Man in Black is. I think. The second and third acts get kind of silly, I'm not gonna lie. Idris Elba is a fantastic actor, and he does the best that he can with some very, very questionable dialogue, but dialogue is not so good. Doesn't make me love him any less, though. Idris Elba is the man. Matthew McConaughey. The man is also a great actor, and I think he was a great choice for this role, but the decisions he made, the directions he decided to take the character in really didn't work for me. He manages to ham it up and chew the scenery while at the same time being like totally deadpan and phoning it in. That seems like a catch-22, but the man must be a genius because he figured out how to do it. Tom Taylor as Jake was the standout for me. The kid did a really good job. I believed him all the way through. Also, as far as the Man in Black, I really did like the way they portrayed his magic, or as he keeps calling it, his magics. That was pretty neat. The pacing in this movie is like all over the place. For a movie that was like being developed for so many years, the film feels absolutely rushed. It's like set up, bang, 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 and it's over. There's also a huge amount of exposition in this movie. Like huge. His guns were forged from the blah, 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 or he's using his mind to blah, blah, blah. Look, show don't tell is like a fundamental rule of storytelling. Show us what's happening. Don't have a guy just say it at us. Everybody knows this, and yet Hollywood keeps doing it. Bad Hollywood. Stop that, Hollywood! The CGI in this movie, there are a couple of CGI monsters, and they don't look very good. It really seems like the filmmakers spent more time trying to shoehorn in Easter eggs, and oh my goodness gracious me, there are a lot of Stephen King Easter eggs in this movie. But it feels like they've spent more time trying to put those into the movie than refining their script or their visual effects. There's not a lot of humor in this movie. At one point, as you've seen in the trailer, Roland comes to our world, which I believe is the Keystone Earth, and they do all this like fish out of water humor, like, because he's not from here, and a lot of times that stuff doesn't work for me. For this movie, Idris Elba sold it. I laughed a couple of times out loud, so thanks, man. And I gotta say, the final showdown was just downright goofy to me. Now listen, I know it sounds like I'm absolutely lambasting this movie, and I am being honest with you because I don't see a point in doing this if I'm not going to be honest. There's a lot wrong with this movie. But, much like the new Pirates film that came out a couple months ago, I was entertained by it. I don't think it was very good, but I had fun. But now, bring on it. I don't have a proprietary rating system as of yet, so I'm just trying to figure out what I'm going to give The Dark Tower. And I think I'm going to give The Dark Tower a...
Well, my immediate reaction is no. But I've got kind of a yesy aftertaste. there's a part of me that loves it. And then there's this other part of me that hates the first part for loving it, because the second part hates it. Fran?
I'm for against it.
Out of 10. So those are my thoughts on The Dark Tower. Now I want to know, what do you guys think? Have you seen the movie? What did you think of it? What's your favorite book in the Dark Tower series? Or what's your favorite Stephen King book, like, of all time? Are you looking forward to it as well as this movie? Also, we have Mr. Mercedes starting next week. That's exciting. I'll be reviewing at least the whole season, if not every episode. Haven't decided. But whatever your thoughts, hit the comments below and let's discuss. If you enjoyed this video, please smash that like button and give it a share if you really liked it. If you'd like to subscribe to my channel, you can do so by clicking on the Courtshake logo at the bottom right of your screen. Thanks very much for watching. I'll see you guys in the next one. Take care.